Hello and welcome to Sean White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. Hello and welcome to Sean White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. Today we are talking from American Clean Power in Arizona. We're all the way at the Whirlwind Lounge at the Phoenix Convention Center. And I just ran into somebody, and his name is Sachin Gupta, and he was talking about transformers.
That's correct.
So welcome, Sachin.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for having on this podcast.
Oh yeah, that's great. And one thing that was just totally interesting is I was talking to you over at Affordable Wire Management at the booth, and my colleague Paul Subzak is working over there at that booth, and he was talking to you, and he said that you have a 3-year lead time on transformers.
That's correct, especially on the large transformers. Anything above 40 MVA, 138 kV class, we have a lead time around 144 to 146 weeks.
Wow, 144 to 146 weeks.
That's correct.
And so, like, how many years is that?
Almost 3 years,
Like, I didn't feel like pulling out my calculator and using my abacus and all that. That is like a 3-year lead time for a transformer. So how does anybody get anything done?
So if you ask me on that side, we have a very big backlog. And also the challenge what we have is the supply chain. Mm-hmm. It's not only the manufacturer, we are expanding our facilities. Mm-hmm. We have a plant in Kennesburg, Pennsylvania, where we can build up to 500 MVA, 500 kV class transformers. Mm-hmm. We have a plant in Rayford, North Carolina. We can do a 50 MVA, 138 kV class transformers on the plant.
Wow.
But the challenge is what we see in the industry is the suppliers lead time. Mm-hmm. We do have our backlog, but the other challenge is the suppliers.
And so you said, what were the sizes again? You said 150 MVA and...
We said 50 MVA above.
Oh, 50 MVA.
And above. It can go up to 500 MVA.
Up to 500 MVA. So let's just talk about what that means too. 500 MVA. And so like MVA, volts times amps, is the VA. So it's pretty much like 500 megawatts. It's pretty much like a half a gigawatt. It's like a huge transformer. That's like some of the biggest solar projects in the world might use a transformer that big.
That's correct. We are one of the largest manufacturers of power transformer in US, and we are made in US product.
Wow, that's huge. So made in America, because also when I was talking to you, I was asking you about how do people get stuff done in the tariffs? Like, and you said it didn't have anything to do with the tariffs.
Yes, we procure almost 95% of our raw material from US manufacturers. So we are not much have challenges because of the tariffs. Mm-hmm. So that help us to meet the requirement. But again, the challenge is that the manufacturers from the suppliers from whom we are buying the bushings like Pico or ABB, we have suppliers who are buying your core steel in honor.
So the tariffs help you then? Because the tariffs are on your competitors, and then it helps American manufacturing.
That's correct. That's going to help us, and we'd like to promote more made in US product as we move forward.
Mm-hmm. So as far as that 3-year delay, that just seems pretty incredible. And like, what if somebody has a transformer and it breaks? Do they have to turn off their system for 3 years?
No, we definitely going to help those people who have specific requirements. If it is especially in the government side, yes, we can help those people on quickly time. It's not challenge for us. The challenge is to get the material to manufacture transformer. But that's a big challenge. Supply chain is a big challenge at this moment, and that's adding up more constraints to build transformer quickly in North America.
Okay, and so where would you see some of these huge transformers, like a 500 MVA transformer? Like, are you going to see that for one project, or like a whole bunch of projects, or on the grid, or like?
You can see a good number of projects going with a large power as the demand is increasing. The requirement for the large power transfer is also going up. People are talking about 765 kV class transformers, not only 500. So you can see, especially for data centers.
Say that again.
765.
765 volts.
kV. Yes.
765,000 volts.
Yes, that's people are looking for as we're moving on the future side.
How about a megavolt? Can I get a half a gigawatt megavolt transformer?
Yeah, you can say like that.
It's going to be a single phase transform, not the 3-phase.
because it's very challenging to ship the transformer when the size goes up.
Wow. So it's the single phase transformer, and then you use 3 of them together?
Yes, so we need to have a bank of 3 of those to make the 3-phase current.
And so if you have 3 single phase transformers that are 500 kV, does that mean you have 1500 kV? I mean, excuse me, MV.
Yes,
MV.
MV.
1500 MV. That would be just like the biggest solar project in the world.
Yes, if it is, it depends upon the capacity what you need on the solar side. But yeah, we have a capacity to manufacture those size.
You have the capacity to. And so that question too is if you have 3 500 MV transformers, each one of them single phase, you put them together, you get 3 phase. So you just add those up, I guess, right?
Yes, that will become a 1500. Yes, on the your kV side, not on the kV side.
Yeah,
Yes.
1500 megavolts.
Yes.
1500 MVA.
That's correct.
So that's the power. So 1500 MVA.
If someone needs, we can do that.
So 1500 MVA. That is a lot. And so just coming off of 3 single phase, huge transformers. So what does it take to even ship them? Like,
We need to ship them by rail. We can't ship it by the road. So we have to dismantle the transformer. The bushing, the radiators will be out. It really should without oil. So it will be drained out. So it's an empty transformer. We ship it to the site. We assemble everything at site.
we interrupt you for a very important announcement. Shawn White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast has been brought to you by Shawn White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. That's right, Shawn White is sponsoring his own podcast, and he wants to remind you to go check out some of his classes. You can go to SolarSean, that's solar, SEAN.com, and then click on the links to check out his classes. You can check out his heat spring classes, and you can also hire him to teach classes for you, like at your company, something like that. Now back to the show. And one thing about this conference this is my first time at ACP, American Clean Power, and I believe this used to be a wind conference.
This is called to be AWEA, AWEA. If you're talking 5-6 years back, and now they changed the name to Clean Power.
And now it's more like a utility scale conference.
Yes, it's majority is utility scale.
There's no rooftop solar people here.
No, you don't find rooftop. It's different.
And a lot of people don't realize that 2/3 of the solar in the United States is utility scale.
That's correct.
And I was kind of surprised because I was just over in Munich at the conference there at the Smarter E, also known as Intersolar, and they were doing a presentation, and they said that in Europe, 2/3 of the solar is rooftop solar.
That's correct. That's correct. It's a different scenario in Europe. Even in US, we are seeing the demand for the rooftop is going up, but it's not at the brisk pace as you see in the Europe side.
Yep. And so are people using your transformers? Do you see more for like solar or wind?
I see more solar side. I see a wind also. If you talk about the trend from 2012 onwards, you see a wind was blowing on a big pace. Then solar comes up in 2016, 17 there's a boom up. Now we see a battery storage. So it's a battery storage plus solar. So wind is shrinking a little bit, but you see more and more battery storage projects with the solar.
Wow, okay. So lots of batteries, lots of solar,
Yes.
which actually could end up reducing the requirements for transformers because you're taking the PV energy and instead of sending it out all at once, you're putting some of it into a battery so you could send it out over a greater period of time and reduce your transformer size perhaps.
That's correct, but again, you have to understand that for the PV, you need a small pad mode transformers, but you still need a collector transformers, the large power transformer.
A large power transformer,
But the pad mode is up to your 5 MVAs. That is
little tiny pad mount.
Yes.
5 MVA, so that of course MVA is sort of like 5 megawatts.
Yes, 5.
For just like regular people.
That's correct.
Which a lot of people would just think is super, super huge. And so the small ones are these little pad mounted. So these big ones, the large power transformers, how do you mount them if not on a pad? How do you install them? You said so the smaller ones, the 5 MVA are pad mounted. How about the larger ones?
They are still on the pads. There's a civil pad there, and we just put them. We do the anchoring of those based on your seismic calculations. If it is on zone 4, we have to anchor it in a much better way. And sometimes the weight of the transformer itself is too heavy. We just put on the pads. And we do the field service for those transformers. Yes, especially for large transformers, we ship them without any bushings, arresters, any radiators, any oil.
Because it's so big, you have to
Yes.
assemble it there.
We have to assemble it.
Yeah. So, like, you don't put them together in the factory and then take them apart and put them together again, do you?
Yes,
Or-
because we have to do that FAT testing at the plant.
Oh, at the
Make sure-
plant, you have
yes.
to test it.
We have to test it to make sure that it is in a good quality and
Uh-huh.
it meeting all requirements for as per IEEE standards.
Uh-huh.
So one is met. So we take our transformer back, we dismantle it, fit all the bushings to make sure that it's label it, put it in the box, ship it with the transformer, open the boxes, put it back there, and make it run. And we do also testing there to make sure it's in line with what we did in
And
the
it's
past.
too big to go on the road, you said.
Yes.
So it would just break the road, probably?
Yes, because bridges, we have limitations on the bridges, so we ship it mostly by the trains.
Yeah, and so I just need to have a train station now. That's all I need.
We do have in our plant rail cart, so we can easy to.
Yeah, you have to have a train
Yes.
station at your plant. So
Yes,
that's
we
a
do.
pretty big plant. And so, like, what would be an object that might be kind of on the scale of the size of the transformer? Like, would it be like a 747? Or, I mean, I know that has wings on it, something like that. How would it look on a football field? Or, you know, is there any kind of way to scale it for just a normal person?
It will be very tough to scale it, but I can say it's almost the size of 2 rooms in your house. It's as
Like
big
2
as,
rooms in your house.
Yeah,
So
it's,
like
it's as big as that.
like a 2,000 square feet,
Yes,
something like
yes.
that?
It depends upon the kV and MVA size, but yes, it can go as big as that size.
Cool. Yep. And so also, like, I guess sort of like a small transformer, but just a lot bigger. Just got the windings and all
Yes,
that.
all transplants are the same. The manufacturing process, of large power transplants a little bit different than your small transformer. You need to be more careful for your partial discharge in your large power transformers. You want to make sure there's no dust particles there. You want to be very careful because moisture and dust is the biggest enemy of a transformer. You want to make sure that it's moisture and clean transformer when you do the winding and manufacturing the transformers.
So I'm sure they must cost millions of dollars. Yeah.
It's really expensive.
So should I buy one from you?
Yeah, you have to wait for 3 years.
For 3 years.
For
Wow.
large power transformer. We do manufacture small transformers, the pad mount transformers, and the lead time for those pad mount transformers is around 72 weeks time. 72 weeks.
72 weeks.
Again,
Okay.
we are building a new facility
So-
for North Carolina. So
Okay.
that's it's 72 weeks
Okay. All right.
we are currently having.
So do you see a lot of people just like in trouble because they can't get the stuff? Like,
Well, you have to understand that most of people have bought the transformers for their projects because they were anticipating these delays on their projects. So they have, I can say a good number of owners and developers. They have already procured the transformers.
what if somebody was just having an emergency? Could they pay double for?
The challenge is not about money. It's about that we have a commitment with someone.
Yeah.
It's very challenging for me to keep that money is not going to help a lot. Let me honest with
Yep.
you. We have trust on our partners. We want to make sure that we meet those requirements. If there is something we can help them, we want to help, but money is not going to buy the sorts.
And so you don't see a whole bunch of people scrambling just because it takes so long to build a project?
There were people like 3-4 years back, they were literally scrambling for that, but no, they understand the industry and they are well prepared, way ahead, and they are ordering the transformer for 2028, 2029 currently.
And I've heard sometimes that some of these big solar plants will have an extra transformer when one breaks.
That's correct, because they want redundancy at their plant to make sure that there's no challenges as we move forward. Yes, some of the owners and developers, they like to put some extra money because it costs you something.
Yeah.
Buying an extra transformer, putting as a spare is always extra cost, but we encourage them that life of transformer is minimum 25 years.
25 years.
Minimum.
So, yeah. Oh, minimum of 25 years.
Some transformer
Yeah.
lasts for 40 years, 50 years, based on the
Yeah.
load what you put on the transformer.
Yeah, I think a lot of the transformers just on the grid are from my grandpa's day.
Yes,
or,
that's correct.
Yeah.
Because they are taken care in a very well way, and they have a good, what you call, a very limited load on those transformers. So they are, pros and 100 years old. It depends how well you maintain your transformer and how well you have a load on your transformers.
Okay. So for some of these huge transformers, what kind of cooling systems do they have? Is it just oil?
Just we have oil. It's your synthetic oil. You have your.
Just like a regular, smaller transformer.
You can have a two. Usually we are seeing the mineral oil type 2, and we are seeing your biodegradable oil. It's an edible oil.
Do you have any idea what the largest transformer in the world is?
It's a tough question, but definitely it's more than 1000 kVA transformers. There are some large transformers. They are in Asian countries.
So like gigawatts scale or something like that. So we could say GVA. GVA.
I have not seen something like that.
Well, that's like 1,000 MVA, right?
But usually you find them a single phase out because they want to
because of the single phase, so divide by 3 or
yes,
something.
the challenge is to ship them. That's the reason you find them, shipping in three parts.
Yeah. And so do you sometimes, when you need one bigger, you put them in parallel, I guess?
Yes.
And then it gives you some redundancy, I guess.
Yes.
Would be a good thing. So that is amazing. I know there's also talk about doing direct current, like for high voltages.
There are transformers with HVDC. There are transformers which is used for the side out.
So how does that work if you wanted to do like high voltage DC with a transformer?
There are specific manufacturers who do the transformers with HVDC requirement. We are only on the AC side.
So you only, and so mostly pretty much what a transformer means is AC to AC.
That's correct.
And it uses magnetics and not electronics. Do you know how it works though when they're going to DC with such great amounts of power? It's not like they're just going to use the same thing that they're going to use for like a smaller, inverter or something like that.
No, this is going to be a large scale. They're usually used for the transmission side rather than doing actual generation side. They usually help on the transmission because your losses will be much less in DC side when it's on a higher side.
Okay, great. Okay, so how can some people buy one of your Pennsylvania Transformer Technology transformers?
I would encourage people to come directly to me. They can approach me on my cell phone number. I can share my email with you, Sean, on that.
Great. Okay.
That way we can support. The goal is to have a more made in America product on the various substations in US.
Okay, great.
And we are doing expansions. We are doing expansions for our large plant. We're doing expansion for your Padmont. We are building new facility for Padmont transformers. So to support the energy in the US market. That's our goal. And being a part of a big contract group, Com Services, want to support the made in US product.
Great. So we will put your contact information in the show notes.
Okay.
So people can find you and get some of the biggest transformers in the world.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sachin Gupta. And it's very nice to meet you over here at American Clean Power in Phoenix. And thanks for listening to Shawn White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. To learn more, go to solarsean.com.